Hello everyone, Social Coach Michael Knight here, and today I'll be discussing the MGTOW movement, or men going their own way, and I'll be giving my thoughts about it. And first of all, I want to tell you that I completely hate labels. I think labels are often overgeneralized or inaccurate, and such phrases or titles can have completely different meanings to completely different people. And I think the MGTOW movement is one of these types of labels. So instead of discussing it directly, let's tackle MGTOW by individually addressing the separate concepts which are often associated with it. So I don't need a whole bunch of comments being like, that's not what it's about, you're wrong, it's actually about this. All right? I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to say, here are some concepts that are related to it, and I'm going to be addressing these concepts and my thoughts specifically on them. And the first one is just in general going your own way in life. And I think I could almost be a poster child for the MGTOW movement in this regard. Because as a guy who broke out of the rat race and spent the last 10 years traveling the world, going on cool adventures, and pretty much just doing whatever I wanted, yeah, I've gone my own way. And as far as going your own way and living your life by your own rules, I find that notion very commendable. I really highly recommend that you question the standard advice that society is giving you and not just blindly accept it. The world is changing faster than ever. A lot of the advice that is being given to you is outdated at best, and at the worst, just straight up deceitful. We're currently going through a global economic contraction right now, or bust cycle, while being severely over-leveraged and carrying insane amounts of debt. So much of the advice you're getting from institutions or the media, this is just trying to prevent their outdated system from collapsing. Things like large student loans, adjustable rate mortgages, other like buy now, pay later schemes. These are all debt traps that others are trying to use to enrich themselves while enslaving you. So yes, please choose to go your own way and away from the general growing psychosis that's currently taking over society. And I can even understand the MGTOW position on not wanting to get married, especially in states like California. And I agree that the marriage, divorce, industrial complex, as I call it, is a terrifying force that you would hate to have to reckon with. However, when some MGTOW people take it to the extreme of swearing off any and all personal relationships with women, this is just when I start to roll my eyes. The very essence of life and what it is to be human is deeply wound into personal relationships. I believe that a lot of MGTOW people simply lack the ability to form worthwhile relationships. And thus they try to convince themselves that they're not worth having. It's the Aesop fable involving the fox and the grapes. The fox wants the grapes, but they're too far up on a vine and he can't reach them. And rather than admit defeat that he can't get the grapes, he just convinces himself, oh, you know what, they're just probably sour and thus undesirable. And I think MGTOW people do the same. It seems to me that if you are fully convinced and sure that you did not want any type of relationship whatsoever, you would then simply just go about your life and that would be that. Which there's nothing wrong with if that's truly what you want. However, if instead you need to continually listen to someone repeatedly preach to you over and over again that avoiding all relationships is in your best interest, then I doubt that it's something that you truly believe. Because if you were truly convinced, you would not even spend so much time fixated on it. More likely, you just feel lost and alone and are looking for a tribe whose ideology makes you feel vindicated. There exists an infinite amount of terrible stories that one can scare you with. Some even contain good lessons and warnings that you really should take to heart. You should indeed try to avoid bad relationships. If choosing between settling for a bad relationship versus no relationship, then yes, it's in your best interest to go your own way. I'm sure some guys are so lost that they're honestly questioning whether quality relationships are even possible. And I'm sympathetic to this. I remember studying engineering at university, where my major was 95% men, and then going to a frat party on the weekend and just seeing girls get wasted, puke on the floor, and then make out with some jock on an athletic scholarship. And I remember thinking, being like, I'm not really so interested in dating them. Is there even better options available? And had MGTOW existed at the time, the message that society is a mess and it's not my fault would have likely been very enticing. Fortunately, the message that I discovered instead was one that involved taking personal responsibility and taking action to build the life that you actually desire. And the relationships that I've had since then have been the best part of my life. Some MGTOW people say that relationships are too risky in today's society, to which I reply, In life, there's an inherent risk to everything. Every day that I go outside, there's a risk that I'm going to get hit by a car. However, I take proper precautions. I don't engage in stupid or reckless behaviors that would make it more likely to happen. A part of becoming a man is learning how to effectively manage risk. Living a life with zero risk is not really living a life at all. When a MGTOW person says that they find the majority of people out there not worth dating, I would say, yeah, I agree with you. The vast majority of people that I meet, I would not be interested in. Think of a successful business investor. Does he or she invest time or money into the vast majority of business opportunities? No, of course not. He chooses a very small percentage. He would quit being successful if he threw his money around so haphazardly. There may be only a small percentage of people that you find it worth developing deep relationships with, but there's over 7 billion people on the planet. So even a small fraction consists of more opportunities than you'll ever be able to take advantage of in one lifetime. As you work to improve yourself, you'll start to naturally bring higher caliber people into your life, and the amount of good options available to you will grow. In life, you attract what you are, and you'll rarely bring into your life more than you think that you deserve. The best solution is to work on developing yourself into a more attractive person, with strong boundaries, who has options. Before you can choose to go your own way, you actually have to have other options available to you that you can choose against. So in life, by all means, choose to go your own way. Just make sure that you don't end up going nowhere. If you're interested in learning how to improve your social skills so that you can get the most out of life, then please like and subscribe, since that would help me out a huge amount when it comes to growing this channel. Also, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber, not only to support my work, but also to get access to my Enhanced EQ online video course. More information can be found linked in the description below. That's all for today. Until next time, ciao.